Hi everyone, it's Nisha. So today I've got some new makeup to try, so I thought we will do it together. Let me just apologize if you hear any banging noises. Unfortunately, they are digging outside my house, so hopefully you won't hear it too much. Okay, so let's start with foundation. You might remember about a couple of months ago I tried the Sculpted by Amy makeup, and this foundation, the Sculpted, no, the Satin Silk, and I'm in love with it. I have been using it almost every day since I got it, even more than my Delilah. That's not to say that I don't like Delilah anymore, but I really love it. This is quite full coverage. You can sheer it out. You don't even need a full pump to cover your face. If you want to see me reviewing this, I will leave it up here or up here. I can't remember where it is. So you can watch that video. Sculpted by Amy do a lot of complexion products, and I told you at the time I would like to try them all. So I've bought two more. I bought the Second Skin Dewy Finish Foundation. I think they do this one in matte as well. This one is SPF 50. And I also bought the Tint and Glow Skin Enhancer, which is SPF 30. So this is the Satin Silk. It does darken a bit. It sort of oxidizes and then stays like that. It doesn't get darker and darker throughout the day. Throughout the day. So that's the 3.8 neutral. So the Second Skin Foundation Dewy Finish I bought in the same color, 3.8 light medium neutral. So let's see if this is comparable. Can you see how that's darkened now? But I love the tone of it. Okay, so this is 3.8 in this one. I would say this one appears slightly warmer, but can you see both of them melt quite nicely into my face? Today we will be trying the Second Skin. This one is a bit like I would say the It Cosmetics CC cream, and maybe a bit like Charlotte Tilbury's Beautiful Skin Foundation. So let's see, I've already tried it just once, and I can tell you that after I would say 5-6 hours it got quite shiny in my T-zone, and that's probably because it's a dewy finish. So if you don't want the dewiness, go for the matte. Okay, I'm going to, I think, shall I apply it one side with the brush? I think that's too much. That's whole pump. Quite a lot of product comes out with one pump. I'm going to use the BK Beauty 101 brush. Well, this has quite a good coverage. A bit less than the Satin Silk, but it definitely has a good coverage. So that was like half a pump. As you can see, it's quite dewy. Right, let's do this side with the sponge. I had a bit less here on this side. It applies really nice with the sponge as well, but obviously you will get a bit less coverage with the sponge because wet sponge will always absorb some product. Okay, let me zoom you in. So this is with the brush and this is with the sponge. Definitely a bit more coverage here. I would say this gives you a medium coverage, and you probably can build it up. So let's see if we can build it up. Not that I would do it normally, but I know some of you like to see if you can build it up. I will do just half a pump for both sides. I don't put too much foundation on my forehead because my forehead is wrinkly and it's got deep lines and it's quite textured, but it's not really discolored much, so I just put whatever I've got left on my forehead. This one I think oxidizes slightly as well, because I can see when I put the second pump it was a bit lighter. It is very, very dewy, as you can see, but we will powder it down. Now for concealer, this is not a concealer as such. This is from Rodial, and this is called the Banana Lowlighter. I've seen people a while ago going crazy about it. So yes, you can use it as a concealer, but the idea is you use it in places where you want that brightness, that lift. So if you are, I suppose, contouring, you can put it under your cheekbone. You can put it just in corners of your eyes. It's very light. It's called Banana. It has sort of yellowy undertone, but it is very, very light. So maybe I would be tempted to use it on its own when I'm pale, but right now I just use my normal concealer and I just brighten up the inner corners of my eyes with it. So I will use for my concealer the Good Apple from KVD Beauty. I can't see the number of it, but I think it's 141. So I will use that just to conceal under my eyes, and then I will brighten up with this. I'm using the new Sigma soft angled concealer brush F72. I love it. This is my favorite. It's got really nice shape. My favorite concealer brush right now. And then I will go over it with a sponge. This is one of my favorite concealers. I have loads of favorite concealers, hundreds of them. So now let me show you. I sometimes do this after I've powdered as well. So then you just put a little bit in the corners of your eyes. Take a sponge. You don't need much. It's very, very brightening. And you just sort of brighten, not all the way out, just in this triangle here in a corner. Can you see how that brightens up? It's got definitely very brightening effect. I also have bought Rodial glass powder, it's called. It's supposed to be amazing. The reviews were out of this world, but for under my eyes I'm still going to use the Morphe Bacon Set powder in brightening pink. This has been my favorite under eye setting powder for ages. There is just something about it. It's brightening definitely because it's pink and it's very finely milled. I really, really like it. Can you see how bright my under eyes look? And I think this is because of that. Oh, by the way, this is Sonia G Detail Pro brush, but I love it to use for my under eye powder. Okay, so let's try this Rodial powder. It's a beautiful packaging. The sifter is very fine, so I always pour some into the cup. I'm going to use a BK Beauty 102 brush. Don't take much. I swirl it in, tap it off, and just press it in. So let me read what they are saying about this powder. This weightless velvet soft powder is a game changer in a quest for flawless, poreless skin. Utilizing glass microsphere innovation, it's blend with subtle pigments with a soft peach undertone to scatter ambient light across skin and to work wonders on reducing dullness, imperfections and pore appearance with a barely there finish. Use a light dusting across the complexion as a sheer veil of coverage on bare skin, or to set makeup, or to combat unwanted shine through the day and night. Sorry about my reading, but I can't see. Very, very small writing. So I would say that I did light dusting. It definitely covers your pores, but does it look cakey? Let me just have a closer look. No, it looks quite good. Let me zoom you in. So this is as close as I can get. I have pores here in this area and on my chin. Can never cover these two pores, they are like craters. But yeah, it looks really nice, and it definitely brought the shine down of that foundation. So I don't have any new bronzer. I am going to use the Sigma matte bronzer in medium. I'm going to use floral blush from PH Cosmetics, very old, no longer available. And I will do my brows. For my brows, I'm going to use the Delilah brow pencil in Ash, I think. Yes, in Ash, and the Benefit 24-hour gel. Pencils, I like this one. I like lots of pencils. If you want to see how I do my brows, I will leave it here. I still do them the same way. So for my eyes, I have the brand new Sigma Core Neutrals palette. I have shown it to you a while ago, but obviously I couldn't do a look with it because of the surgery that I had on my eyes. It is a gorgeous palette. At first, I didn't think they were that cool. Yes, this side is, but this looked a bit warm for me. But you will see, I've swatched them all for you on my hands. The browns are not warm really. Even the gold is sort of antique gold. So here are all the shimmers. So you get 7 shimmers and 7 mattes. Really, really beautiful. They are all a bit different finish. There is a couple of toppers. Really gorgeous. And here are the mattes. So maybe a couple of those brown ones are a bit on a warmer side, but they are not very warm. More neutral. The only problem with this palette is that there isn't light enough shadow for your crease, and I also would like to see some lighter shimmer and like a skin tone beigey matte one. Now normally when I have a new palette I do few looks with it, but I can't because that requires me taking this makeup off, putting it on, and you know my eyes are still recovering, so I don't want to be doing that. But I'm sure I will do another look with this palette in the future. And I think I have discount for Sigma products. And of course the palette always comes with double-ended brush. So let's go into Talisman. I love this shadow. It's like a dark grape color, I would call it. And of course I'm going to start with Refa 01. This is very dark color, so I am going to attempt just to shade this side and try to buff it out to nothing in my crease. it actually works quite well. Yeah, it's like a grape purple, very dark. But you see, I don't have like a mauve lighter color to put in my crease. What you can do to buff out the edges of it is just use some sort of, if you don't have an eyeshadow on hand, powder maybe. But I will try to just buff it out to nothing. This shadow is slightly patchy, but that's the thing with purple eyeshadows. Purples and blues I think are quite hard to do. Now I'm looking at this Laguna, which is a shimmery purple. I might apply it here. Oh, it is quite dark. Oh wow, this is quite gorgeous. Wow, that is beautiful. Maybe I do two different eyes for you, so at least you get more than one look. This is gorgeous. Even though it feels like a topper, but it's quite pigmented. And then I will use Iris, which is like a lavender color, in my corner. Why am I doing it all with my fingers? Let's use this brush. This one is like a topper finish, but they are very pigmented for a topper eyeshadow. You know, toppers have the powder is a bit looser than like a punchy shimmer. So these two, Laguna and Iris, are quite loose, but they do have quite good pigmentation, which you usually don't get from toppers. That Talisman is definitely slightly patchy. But you know, that's quite normal for, like I said, purple eyeshadow, especially when they are very dark. They can be a bit patchy. Now I will put that Talisman on my lower lash line. This is BK Beauty 204. So I'm going to go quite close to my lash line, and then I will take Refa 12, I will go to Fossil and just slightly buff it out underneath with this color. Okay, so that's the look. Let's do mascara. Oh, okay, so I have a new mascara. I think this is improved version of the original Hypnose Drama mascara. Instant full body and volume. It has that wavy wand. It is quite wet. I have used it already and I really like it, but I used it as a second mascara because this is quite wet. So I'm going to wipe off the excess. It has soft bristles, you know, not like the really short plastic ones, but it's a great mascara. I haven't used Lancome mascara for ages. I have a gap here because obviously my lash growth here have come to the end of its cycle and my lashes fell out there, but it definitely gives you volume. Okay, so this is this purple look. On this eye I will do maybe something with this side. So I will mix the Harvest with Superior, these two, for my crease, and then I do something with these ones here. I might use a Refa 14 for my crease. So I'm mixing Harvest and Superior, and I'm going to apply it in my crease, more so on the outer portion of my eye, and with whatever is left I drag it into my inner corner and then blend it upwards a bit. Now I'm going to use Volcanic, which is this dark brown. This is Refa 01. I really like this color. This color is beautiful and it's very smooth. This is the brush from the palette, so I just blend it out. This color is much smoother than that Talisman and very blendable. Do you know, I think I have to start using small mirror that I can hold up closer. My eyesight is getting worse and worse, and if I bring that mirror really close, then you are not going to be able to see what I'm doing. You see how dark these colors are? So it's definitely a bit more dramatic palette. And now I am going to use Brazil, which is this one. I will use it in the middle of my eyelid, and then Angel Wings in my inner corner. Refa 02, I'm going into Brazil. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh, I love that. Oh, this color is just beautiful. Love it. And then in a corner with the same brush, the other side of it, Angel Wings. Also gorgeous. Now on my lower lash line, I will use the Volcanic close to my lash line, and then I will probably blend it out with Fossil, which is a bit dark, but what can you do? Now I'm actually blending it out with Harvest. Add a bit of Angel Wings to my inner corner with Refa 03. And that's this look. Just put mascara on. And here are both looks. I like them both. This one goes with my t-shirt better. I don't have anything new for my lips. So I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Red Carpet Pink, which is quite new, and NYX Los Angeles. That just makes it a bit cooler. Okay, so here are the two different looks. Yes, I wouldn't say this is very warm. So the brown side of the palette, it's on a neutral coolish side. Because when you first look at this palette, you think, well, this is not really cool. But it is not warm either. And this obviously is cool. Right, my lovely, so that's all that I had new. I think this is lovely. It still looks very good. I should really zoom you in. Okay, so what is that? Oh no. I must have had a bit of shadow on my finger. So look at the foundation. I think it looks lovely, and that powder, it's really good. It doesn't look too powdery, and it does definitely blur pores. So I'm quite impressed with the powder. I like it. And it's probably been an hour since I've been sitting here. So as you can see, it hasn't gone too dewy and shiny in my T-zone, but by the evening it will, because like I said, I've tried this before. But if you have dry skin, this will be lovely for you. And if you find the satin skin too much of a full coverage, you will like this. This still has a good coverage. Remember, I did 2 layers of it. This still has a good coverage, but it's not a full coverage. So I definitely love this. I'm glad I didn't go darker, but what I can do now, because I bought this that is a bit darker, I can add to it if I've got a bit more tan. Although I've got quite good fake tan on. It's about 2 days old, so this color is fine. So I definitely love this powder. I definitely prefer this to the is it Givenchy? You know, the one that has 4 different colors. I bought that one and I wasn't impressed at all. So I definitely prefer this one, and I think this one is probably cheaper than the Givenchy. Love the palette. It's beautiful. It performs lovely. I love the colors, but like I said, I don't feel you can do a delicate everyday look with this one. It's a bit more dramatic. I mean, you could, if you just used all over one of those lighter shimmers and a real wash of maybe these 3, but the rest is quite dark. So unless you like nice dramatic eye, if you are just someone that likes everyday delicate look, this is not for you. But it is a beautiful palette. Oh, the brightening, Rodial brightening banana lowlighter. I really like it. I think it has something in it. Could I achieve it with any other just very light concealer? Probably not. I feel like if I just used very light concealer, it would sort of look chalky, not brightening. So I have to use it for a bit longer. I don't know if this is worth it, but it's a good product. Should try to brighten a bit now and see if we can do this on a top of the powder. Yeah, it definitely gives you that brightening effect. So I don't know. I mean, it's not that important. It's not a must-have. But if you love that brightening effect, or if you, shall we put it here? Because I've seen people doing it here when they contour. Yes, oh my goodness. Look at that. That's properly chiseled. Look at the difference. Now we are talking. Because it is not just for your eyes, it is anywhere that you want to why is it called Lowlighter? Why is it called Lowlighter? That's highlighter, isn't it? I've only just thought of it. Lit from within. How is it Lowlighter? It should be highlighter, shouldn't it? Am I going crazy? Anyway, good product. Yeah, definitely. I've only used it for my eyes, but I can imagine if you love contouring, low lighting, highlighting, then this is something really useful. But again, could you use just a light yellowish looking highlight concealer? I don't know, but something to think about. And I really love the new version of the Hypnose Drama mascara. Really, really good. Okay, my lovelies, I hope this video wasn't too long. So these are the new things that I've bought. Well, Sigma palette was sent to me in PR. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and stay fabulous. Bye.